and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. I'm so happy you're here. And if you are a returning viewer and subscriber, welcome back. In today's video, we are going to go through the practice that I do each month and whenever I need it, which is called the pause and reset routine. This is something that I like to do the last week of the month because it really enables me to reflect on a month that's just about to go, let go of anything that is not keeping me happy, not serving me, not lighting me up, which really opens space for all of the great things that I want to bring into my life and feel for the month ahead. However, this is also the perfect tool for you to keep whenever you're in that moment of overwhelm, stress. You know, those days where you just think, I have got so much to do. I need to look after my children, I've got my day job, I'm studying, I've got to go for a run, I'm not eating well, all of those things where it just feels every area of your life is just very overwhelming right now. And you think, I have no idea where to even start. Take that moment, aka pause, press that pause button and really just reflect, let go and set new intentions. And I'm going to be going through the guide with you today that I put together to really help you take you through this process so you don't feel like you've got to do it on your own. The link to download it is in the notes below. So if you want to go and pause this video, download the guide and then come back, we can get started. I want to take a minute to tell you why this is so important. Because life can be so hectic, so busy, it's really difficult for you to then see yourself as a priority, right? It's really hard to even put aside 2 minutes, let alone 10 minutes a day, to really just take a breather, be with your own thoughts and just do something literally just for you. And it's so important to do that. And the reason I'm so passionate about this is because only a couple of months ago, I found myself almost burning out. I ended up getting a chest infection. It lasted forever. It felt like forever anyway. And physically, emotionally, and mentally, I was drained. I felt like I was completely on my own. I felt like I was failing as a mum, as a partner, as a friend, as a sister, whatever. And my business felt like it was suffering. My health was suffering. So many other things are suffering, which is what I'm going to share with you today because, like I said, I have gone through this process and I'm about to show you what I do. So it's really important to do that. Please don't underestimate the power of doing this exercise. The first time you do it, it might feel like it's taken forever, but the more you do that, and I'd really recommend doing it at least once a month, the more you do it, like anything, it becomes easier and easier and easier. And if you are thinking, I don't even know where to start, I don't know why I'm feeling like this, I don't know why I wake up dreading the day, this is going to highlight why you're feeling the way you're feeling, why you're doing things the way you're doing, how you can let go of that, and how you can really start to feel content, happy, and fulfilled. So that's my little talk over. Now let's really get down to it. Get your guide ready and let's go. So when you first open your guide, you will see a page that takes you through the process that we're about to go through. Some of these stages might take you longer, some of you might find quite easy and quite short. But the first stage in absolutely anything is we need to get what's on your head, what's on your mind, literally release all of that stuff. So the first one, and I did this earlier to save time, when you think about how you're feeling in yourself right now, the things that you are worrying about, the things that you feel like you've got to do, get everything out on the piece of paper. And for example, if you can see it, I've got things like I've been feeling overwhelmed, tired, stressed, anxious and exhausted. Money is an area that I have been struggling with, that I am working on my money mindset. So that is definitely a work in progress. So feeling of overwhelm, money issues. My little boy Carter, who's 2.5 years old, this week he was going in for surgery and to have grommets put in, and that brought up a lot of past trauma around miscarriages that we had. So that's definitely something that came through for me. I spoke earlier about how my business has felt like it's been suffering. I just have been feeling like I'm not really progressing enough and getting to where I really know I can be. As a result of doing all of these things, I got a chest infection and I realised that I am not prioritising my health and my well-being, so that was a massive thing. My daily habits have suffered. I know how important it is to do things every day to really help you feel your best. It's not about anyone else but you. I know how important it is to look after your mindset, look after your physical and emotional health, but I've not been doing that. And I've not been doing that because I've been telling myself that there's so many other things, other more important things that I need to do. But my granddad used to say to me, let me know in the comments if you've ever been told this: if you can't look after yourself, how can you look after anybody else? And it's so true. So that's definitely an area that I've not been doing very well in. And another area that I have been feeling so stressed and overwhelmed about is when I'm with my little boy, I want to be with him and be so completely present in the moment, not worrying about anyone else or anything else. But through one thing or another, I've not been able to do that, and that's really brought out so much mum guilt. We would go out on the walk and I'd be checking my phone, and it was just so much. So that was a massive thing. A few things have come up where I've been looking at what other people are doing, or maybe people have said and done things to me, and I've got really upset or offended by that. And I'm somebody who kind of keeps it in. I never address it. I always keep it in, and it boils up and builds up and builds up. I'm never somebody to raise anything. I hate conflict. I just feel like I would never want to upset anyone, but then at times I feel like, well, they're just upsetting me. So that's definitely an area that I need to do something about. And yeah, I think that's basically it, but that's quite a lot. This part of the process is to really start to remove that feeling of overwhelm that you are feeling right now. When you're in this moment of, I don't have a clue where to even start. I know these things I need to do, I just don't know how to do it. And so it's about kind of removing that, or releasing that heaviness, that feeling, that foggy feeling, you know? And once you do that, you can start to see clearer. It's like the weather, right? So when it's foggy, you use your fog lights on your car so you can see more. Well, when you think about your well-being, if you're feeling overwhelmed, you're bound to feel like things feel quite foggy, and you need something like the lights to be able to shine through so you can see where you're going. Let me know when you have done this stage, and if anything has come up for you that you're struggling with, or you're not sure what to do with, or you've got any questions, I'm here to support you as we go. So that's step one. Now let's go to the second stage. Right then, so at this stage, you have got everything out of your head, off your mind, onto the first bit of this booklet. So the second bit is decluttering. And when you do this, think of it like your wardrobe. Like I said, my little boy Carter is 2.5 years old. So I was pregnant a long time ago, but I still have the clothes in my wardrobe that I used to fit into, and no longer do. I used to fit into before I was pregnant. And I do not believe that I will fit in them again. So what happens? I open my wardrobe, I see all these clothes that I used to fit into. It makes me feel rubbish, it makes me feel just huge, and it doesn't make me feel good. So what I need to do is I need to declutter my wardrobe. I need to go in, take out what no longer serves me, and replace it with stuff that fits me and makes me feel good. And this is exactly what we do here. Your mindset is exactly the same as your wardrobe. There are things that you are holding on to. There are things that you are thinking and feeling and believing that isn't serving you. And what we need to do is identify those areas so you can learn how to release those, and it's something that we can do together. You can release all of that and bring in the things that do make you feel good. So in order to do this, you can see my list is a lot shorter than the first one. What I've done is I've gone over everything that I have put in the first step, and I've gone through and I've found all of the things that do not make me feel good. For example, things I'm letting go of. So I wrote a lot about worrying about, where I am in my business. I'm not progressing in the way that I was hoping to or expecting to. So that doesn't make me feel good. That pressure, that expectation that I have on myself, it doesn't make me feel good. So when I come to my office, or when I go to film or whatever, what energy am I going to give over? What am I going to feel? Am I going to feel my best? No way. I'm going to feel like I'm forcing myself to do this thing, and we don't want that. We don't want that at all. So the first thing that I am letting go of are past mistakes, negative habits, and thought patterns that I have. One thing I noticed is that I kept being pulled into this cycle. So I'd had an idea, I get excited about it, I start to do the work, it doesn't happen the way that I wanted it to, and then the next day I think of another idea and I do that cycle again and again and again. And there's so much that I could talk about that, so I'll probably cover that in another video another day, but this is definitely something that I need to let go of. The second one, let me know if you can resonate with this. Things I'm letting go of are worrying about the actions of other people because I cannot control them. A couple of things that's been bothering me is looking at content online. There's been a lot of things posted from people that I really, look up to, people that I have known for a while, and they've kind of put content out there that I don't agree with, and so it's been triggering me. And when I first started noticing this, I really would say it's offending me, and I would think things like, well, everything in life is based on opinion, right? Everything is based on opinion. What works for me, which is why I want to share it. But something that I do in the way that I do it might not work for somebody else. And it doesn't mean that either of us are wrong. It just means that we just, are not aligned to that person. But I really took offense to it. And there's things that, people were doing around me, and I would be like, I'm here. I am part of my world, my life, my family, and I kind of got to a point where people just didn't really give a damn about me, to be honest, which sounds quite melodramatic, but when you're in that mindset of overwhelm, pure exhaustion, almost burning out, you just feel so alone, and so that's something that I have been feeling. So worrying about the actions of others, knowing that I can't control what they think, what they feel, what they do, what they say, I need to let go of that because it's only hurting me, it's not hurting them. And another one that I am working on as we speak is the need to be available for everybody and feel like I have to be able to do everything. I mean, that one just kind of speaks for itself. And I mentioned that my little boy had surgery this week, and a lot came up around trauma, around past miscarriages and things. So I'm working with an amazing lady who's really helping me through that, and that is definitely something that I have identified through this process that is still, affecting me. I'm still holding on to it. So that is the second stage. Let me know when you've done that in the comments, and let's go to step 3. Right, so far we are at the point now where we have, started your decluttering exercise. And now what we need to do is start really organising things, because it's one thing getting things off of your mind, off of your chest. It's another thing letting go of what doesn't serve you. But we need to look at what's left, and we need to kind of categorise them. I call it categorise them because you do end up with a common theme. So when you go through, if you go back onto step 1 and you look through all of the things that you've written down, where are the trends? Where are the common themes? For me, the common themes were money, my physical health, being present with my family, and mental and emotional well-being. So those were the, main common themes that came up. This is probably going to be such a really quick part of the process for you. Are there things where you can group them all together? Like I said, maybe money is some of them, maybe work is some of them, or health, or whatever it is. So go back. Step 1, find the common themes, the common trends, and then type step 3 in the comments below so I know you're done. And let's get ready to go to the next stage. Welcome to step 4. This is all about what are your values, what are your priorities, what are important to you, because this part of the process, and by the way, if you are still here, let me know in the comments below if you are, and if you are, congratulations, because a lot of people don't do this work because it's not easy. It can take time the first couple of times you do it. So if you are still here, I'm so proud of you. What we want to do here is think about what is so important to you, and the reason we do this is because everything we do going forward with regards to, setting intentions and all of the things, we need to base that based on what is important to you. Because if you end up creating a life where you feel like you are doing things because you have to, at some point that's just going to bring you back to the place that you are now. You're going to feel overwhelmed, stressed, tired, all of those things, and we want to prevent that. So on this page, write down the things that are really important to you. On the past step is you have been able to find the common themes. So one of mine was money, and when I think about money, what is important to me? Well, I want to be debt free. That's really, really important to me. family, and I want to be able to bring in a consistent income each month in my business so that I can maintain the life that I really want to give myself and my family. And that is so important. So every intention or goal or focus that I put in place for myself and my life from this moment on has to be around being debt free and also providing the life for myself and my family. When you do that, the days that you feel like I don't want to do anything, I've got no energy, this will bring you through, because you will think, okay, I'm going to do this today. I'm going to stay committed to this today because it's for my family. I'm going to stay committed today because I really want to be debt free. So those are just a couple of examples to really help you work through this process. And when you've done that, type step 4 in the comments below so that I know you are at this stage, and then we can move over to the next one. Welcome to step 5. So this is really about reframing how you see the things that you need to do. So let's say you've got a to-do list, right? And you're looking at it and you think, oh my gosh, that's so daunting. How am I going to get everything done? One thing that's really worked for me is this. Instead of calling it a to-do list or things I have to get done today, call it this: things I get to do today. How much nicer does that feel? And in the booklet, you've got a section where you can literally do just that. So things you get to do today, and then you pick 3 priorities, because you might have like 5 or 6 things that you want to get done, but you know already that you're probably not going to have time to do it all. Or you might have the time, but you're not going to have the energy to do it all. So pick the most important things by category and then pop them in this section. So for example, for here, I would put money in here. Everything I want to get done. In the boxes here, I will put 3 priorities that I can start to focus on. Say for example, physical health is something that you want to focus on. Write all the things that you want to happen and you want to do to look after your physical health. So for me, one thing that I want to do is continue or get back into going for daily walks. I literally love going out in nature. I love going out with my family and just being around in nature. It's just beautiful and it just makes me feel great. It makes me feel calm and collected and grounded. So it makes sense for me to do that because it makes me feel good. So daily walk without my phone. That is something I need to start doing and letting go of. The need to have my phone with me at all times, which if I've got my little boy with me, it won't be a problem. If he's at nursery, then it will be a problem. But just take it in steps, step by step. So that's the first one, daily walks. What else can I do for my physical health? Well, I need to get back into being consistent in taking my vitamins. I have been so bad with taking my vitamins, and it's definitely something that I need to get back into. One little tip, don't feel like you have to have 3 things. I would literally, 3 is a maximum. This is your list for today. These are all the things for you to do today. If you can get away with 1 thing, perfect. Don't put too much on your plate. If you do find yourself filling all 3 boxes here, then I would really have a look at your categories. If you've come up with 4 or 5 or 6 categories, don't then mark down 3 things that you want to get done today, because that is a lot of things. When we feel organized, when we feel clear, when we've got that clarity, then the energy is there and you're more likely to be productive. So that is step 5. You know what's coming. Type step 5 in the comments below when you have done this stage, and I will see you for stage 6. Throughout this entire exercise and the work that I've been doing on myself, I really noticed the benefit of having a support system. And you might think, well, I've got so many people around me, I've got enough support. Support doesn't always mean people. It's great to have people to support you, but sometimes there are other things that you need to do. So this stage is really thinking about all of the tools, the resources, things that you feel like you need in order to feel your best, in order to get these things done. What can you put in place around you to help you support doing this? So, for example, I spoke about money, how I want to be debt free, how I want to be on top of my finances, how I want to be able to bring in a consistent income in my business so that I can maintain that life for me and my family that I really want to create and provide for us. So what support do I need for that? Well, I've got a spreadsheet, and I've got a spreadsheet that enables me to update my finances as often as I need to. So at the beginning of each month, I plan out my whole month ahead. I know exactly what bills and expenses and investments are coming out. I know how much is left. I know how much I want to put into my savings, how much I want to put away for my little boy, how much I want to put away for me. So that is my support system. It's not a person, it's a spreadsheet, and that is my support system. In order for you to get the things done that are most important to you, in order for you to create a life around your priorities, what tools, what resources, what support do you need to make that happen? It can be people, it can be investing to work with somebody, it can be buying a planner, it can be, joining Facebook communities where you can meet other people. And if you are a mum and you want to be surrounded by other mums who just get it, who get what you're thinking and feeling right now, then I've put the link below to my Motherhood and Beyond private Facebook support group where we're really there as a lovely community, really helping support each other. So if that is something that you feel like you would need, then click the link below, and I can't wait to welcome you in there. So hopefully at this point you've been able to identify things that you need to be able to show up and be your best, in order for you to be yourself and be content and really feel on top of things, because when you do that, it makes so much of a difference. And it's important for me just to kind of sign off this stage with saying you can do it all, right? You can do everything you want to do, everything that's on your booklet so far, everything that you've written and more. You can do it all. However, you don't have to. This isn't about you feeling like I'm not capable, so I need someone to help me. You are more than capable. We are more than capable of doing all of this and more. I want you to know that you don't have to. You might think, well, I'm the only person that can do these things. That might be true. That probably is the case, but you can have people and things and resources and systems around you to support making that happen. And when you don't feel like it's happening, you've got things and people to call on. So let me know when you have done this stage. Type step 6 in the comments below, and we will now go on to step 7. I explained at the beginning of this video that this process highlighted something that I have not been doing very well over the last few months, which is looking after my own well-being. You've got physical, emotional and mental well-being, and basically I've been neglecting all of those, hence almost burning out, hence chest infection and just feeling rubbish. So when we get to this stage in the process, you have decluttered, you know exactly what you're doing, you know what your priorities are, you know what your values are, and you've got a support system to help you be yourself and really help you do the things that you want to do that will enable you to feel the way you want to feel, be the person you want to be, and live the life on your own terms, to be content and happy and fulfilled. That's what we want, don't we? And so this stage is really about thinking about yourself. This is something, particularly as mums, we don't do very well with, because we've got our little ones to look after, housework, cooking, work, business, all of that stuff, so much, and we really need to start changing that. When you look after yourself, you can comfortably look after other people. So this bit is really asking you, how can I look after myself going forward? So how can you start to prioritize your own physical well-being? Maybe you enjoy doing yoga, so maybe get up 10 minutes earlier every day and do a yoga session. Maybe you're somebody who likes going out for walks like me, so commit to that every day, even if it's just 5-10 minutes. What things can you do to look after your emotional well-being? What can you do when you're feeling, emotional and exhausted and tired and all of those things? What can you do to help manage those feelings so that they don't get you to the stage that you are at now? What things can you put in place to help you with your mental well-being? So this is just a few examples, and this is really one of the most important points in this whole process. I really want you to have a good think about this and let me know in the comments, what is one thing you are going to do going forward every day for yourself to help you look after either your physical, your mental or your emotional well-being, or all of the above. Right then, that was a lot. I know it was a lot, and you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, that's just so much to take in and do. The first time you do anything will feel difficult. It will take a while. The more you get familiar with the process, with the practice, and make it something that you do regularly, i.e. at least once a month, it becomes easier, it becomes quicker, and it will become that tool. This whole guide can be your support system going forward. I can be your support system going forward. Whenever you feel like you need this clarity, this release, use this guide, use this practice to help you do that. I hope that you have enjoyed it. I really want to get your thoughts on this. Let me know in the comments how you found it. And if you've got any questions, then make sure you pop them in the comments below. And if it's something that I can just comment back, then I will do that. But if I feel like it needs something more in depth, then I will record a video for you so that I can really give you the support that you truly need. I want to say thank you so much for being here and going through this process with me. I hope you have enjoyed it. And just to remind you, if you haven't downloaded your free guide already, the link is in the comments below, along with the invitation to my private Motherhood and Beyond Facebook group. So for now, I will love you and leave you and remind you, you can do it all. You are capable of doing it all, but you don't have to. Have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next video.